Chuck Berry. What did he do to make rock and roll different? What did Chuck Berry do any other way that made rock and roll different? In 1957 I was 10 years of age and my mom worked at clothing in Stratford, Connecticut. She came in one evening while I was watching American Bandstand. The children were moving to something by Chuck Berry, possibly Roll Over, Beethoven. She watched peacefully for some time, then, at that point said, "The man singing that is a Negro." "How would you know, Mother?" I inquired. I had essentially accepted that Chuck Berry should be white as Pat Boone. "Since," she said, "he swings too difficult to be in any way white. Come here, Stevie." And afterward, with her feet very likely hollering for her to unwind after her 8-hour shift, she showed me the fundamental bop turn and plunge step I actually use when the music moves me. Chuck Berry was one of a modest bunch of early wild sensations who energized the wireless transmissions of the mid-1950s, energizing the children and embarrassing their upstanding guardians, and for a period he was by a long shot the most well-known of them. It wasn't so much that individuals had never heard music like this, as early rock and roll was a blend of very natural components. It was the specific mix of hillbilly country, Chicago electric blues, and Kansas City beat which blended in the pot to shape something incapacitating in its nearby allure and delightfully shocking, like gooey cheddar over new fruit dessert. Of the relative multitude of extraordinary early rockers, Carl Perkins, Elvis Presley, Jerry Lee Lewis, Fats Domino, and others, I think it was Chuck Berry who accomplished the most sparkling, surprising blend of different roots. At the point when Perkins played, it's anything but a tight, quickly danceable, beefed-up kind of bluegrass music. Elvis' unique commitment came principally as symbolism, a spearheading brand of execution craftsmanship which he wedded to every other person's music. From a melody angle, Chuck Berry was a through-and-through outsider attack, similar to an inestimable genius imparting powerful insight toward earthlings at high data transmission in a language they could scarcely comprehend. It was the social subtext that was generally incredible and Berry contrasted with the others. Regardless, this was the method of things to come. He was a gigantically fruitful individual of color during the 1950s, a proud independent craftsman with an exceptional relationship with his guitar. In spite of the fact that his source material was similar to that of his counterparts, Berry immediately dominated the specialty of focusing on the youngsters. He tended to a whole country of young people at the same time, not through physically charged gyrations but rather through his songwriting, quick vehicles, secondary school moves, pretty young ladies with genuine dads, sowing the seeds for an age of guitar-driven rock and roll. Berry was presumably the most compelling first-gen rocker in England. Without Chuck Berry, neither the Drifters nor the Beatles might have been themselves. Specifically, Berry's style did a lot to characterize the fundamental type of the Rolling Stone melody and its fundamental melody jargon of voice signals and guitar riffs. He's still around. You think Elvis would have reached the king of rock status on the off chance that he wasn't white? Think about Chuck Berry, who wasn't half pretty much as famous, however basically the same, if worse. Obviously, Elvis being white was a pivotal part of his prosperity as an entertainer. Black music was cornered some time ago. They were not given a large portion of the credit they merited. They were not permitted to visually connect with the white crowds. Their music was not played on the radio. Obviously, they encountered separation and prejudice. Allow me to put it diversely, had Elvis, who by chance was not racist, been conceived dark rather than white, he couldn't have ever had the achievement he had, despite his undisputed ability. Indeed, Elvis was the king of rock and roll halfway in light of the fact that he was white regardless of his gigantic ability and magnetism. Also, no, Elvis was no racist. He never said in his song Blues Suede Shoes, "You can clean my shoes," meaning a black man cleaning his shoes in his song. Chuck Berry cleared a path for Elvis and also the Drifters, and they are not really known for their music. Why? Since he was black. Today we accept all kinds of black music and we accept them for who they are in color, meaning black or white, we are all equal.